Over the last 20 years, China has rapidly deepened its economic ties with Africa. Today, it's the continent's largest trading partner and one of the main sources of funding and construction expertise. In 2024 alone, Beijing unveiled more than $51 billion worth of new infrastructure projects. But what's really driving this massive building spree? It's a combination of factors: China's appetite for Africa's natural resources, its search for new markets, and a desire to expand geopolitical influence. The results have been transformative, but not without controversy. Will these projects bring long-term prosperity, or are there hidden costs? Keep that question in mind as we look at the top 10 Chinese megaprojects in Africa. At number 10 is the Soubré Hydroelectric Power Station in Ivory Coast. Built on the mighty Sassandra River, this massive dam has a generating capacity of 275 megawatts, enough to power over 200,000 Ivorian households. The project cost $572 million, with 85% of the financing coming from China's Export-Import Bank. Construction was carried out by Sinohydro, a state-owned Chinese engineering firm, and wrapped up in 2017 despite the challenges of heavy rainfall and tough terrain. For Ivory Coast, the Soubré Dam is a milestone toward energy independence. Before its completion, the country relied heavily on imports from neighbors. Now, not only can it meet its own electricity demand more reliably, but it can also export surplus power to the region. Coming in at number 9 is the Walvis Bay Container Terminal expansion in Namibia. This $300 million megaproject, executed by China Harbor Engineering Company, was completed in 2019 after nearly 4 years of work. It involved dredging the port's navigation channel, reclaiming 40 hectares of land from the sea, and building a 600-meter quay wall. The upgrade more than doubled the port's handling capacity, from 350,000 TEUs to 750,000 TEUs per year. To put that into perspective, that's about the same as Spain's Port of Valencia, the 5th busiest in Europe. If you lined up all those containers end to end, they'd stretch from New York to Los Angeles and back. But the real impact is strategic. Walvis Bay is now positioned as a critical trade hub for southern Africa. With improved efficiency and capacity, it can accommodate bigger ships and handle more cargo, boosting Namibia's role in both imports and exports. It's also part of the Walvis Bay Corridor Initiative, which aims to link Namibia to landlocked countries like Botswana, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, unlocking trade routes across the region. At number 8, we head to Egypt, where an entirely new administrative capital is rising east of Cairo. This colossal $45 billion megacity, sprawling across 700 square kilometers, about the size of Singapore, is one of the most ambitious urban projects in the world. One thing is certain: if it reaches completion, the port of Bagamoyo could transform East Africa's economy for generations. At number 5 is Nigeria's Lagos-Ibadan Railway. This 156-kilometer standard-gauge line, built by China's Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, cost $1.5 billion and officially opened in 2021 after multiple delays. It connects Lagos, Nigeria's busiest city, with Ibadan, another major hub. A trip that once took hours by road can now be done in just over 2 hours by train, with speeds reaching 150 kilometers per hour. Why does this railway matter so much? First, it replaces the outdated narrow-gauge line from colonial times, which was slow, inefficient, and frequently broke down. The new railway is faster, smoother, and far more reliable. More importantly, this is just the first phase of a bigger vision, the Lagos-Kano Railway, a 1,100-kilometer project that will link Nigeria's economic south to its densely populated north. By slashing transport costs and improving connectivity, it could reshape Nigeria's entire economy. At number 4 is another Nigerian giant, the Mambilla Hydroelectric Power Project. Located on the Donga River in Taraba State, this massive dam is designed to generate 3,050 megawatts of electricity, which is enough to supply millions of homes and cover nearly a quarter of Nigeria's current power demand. To put it in perspective, that's about 1.5 times the output of America's Hoover Dam. With a budget of $5.8 billion, construction is led by Sinohydro in partnership with local firms. The company is well known for its role in China's Three Gorges Dam, one of the world's largest. Work began in 2018, and completion is expected around 2030. If successful, Mambilla could finally address Nigeria's chronic electricity shortages and unlock new industrial growth. At number 3 is the Addis Ababa Djibouti Railway. This electrified 756-kilometer cross-border line connects landlocked Ethiopia with the vital port of Djibouti. Built by China Railway Group and China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, and financed largely by China's Export-Import Bank, the $4 billion project was completed in 2018 after 6 years of work. The impact has been transformative. A journey that once took days by truck now takes only 12 hours by train, with freight running at up to 120 kilometers per hour. Economists estimate the line could lift Ethiopia's GDP by 2.2% annually, create over 20,000 jobs, and lower the cost of doing business. For Ethiopia's 110 million citizens, it's a game changer that boosts industrialization and foreign investment. For Djibouti, it strengthens its role as a regional logistics hub. At number 2 is Mozambique's Maputo Katembe Bridge, the longest suspension bridge in Africa. Spanning 3 kilometers across Maputo Bay, it was built by China Road and Bridge Corporation at a cost of $785 million and opened in 2018 after 4 years of construction. Before the bridge, crossing the bay meant relying on a slow, unreliable ferry that could take hours. Now the trip takes just minutes. The bridge can handle up to 1,500 vehicles per hour, connecting Maputo directly with Katembe and beyond. Analysts expect it to boost Mozambique's GDP by 3%, opening new opportunities in trade, commuting, and tourism. For Katembe, long cut off from the capital's economy, it's nothing short of a lifeline. And at number 1 is Kenya's Nairobi-Mombasa Standard Gauge Railway, better known as the Madaraka Express. This 472-kilometer line, built by China Road and Bridge Corporation at a cost of $3.2 billion, 90% financed by China's Export-Import Bank, has completely changed transport between Kenya's capital and its biggest port. Travel time has dropped from over 10 hours to just 4.5, but the railway is more than a time saver. It has sparked new industries along its route, created thousands of jobs, and positioned Kenya as a regional transport hub and gateway to East Africa. Some observers also see it as part of a modern Silk Road, a way for China to deepen trade ties and political influence on the continent. Whatever the interpretation, one thing is clear. The Madaraka Express is a symbol of Africa's infrastructure revolution. From Egypt's desert megacities to Tanzania's ports, China has poured trillions of dollars into Africa's development. These projects secure access to natural resources, strengthen diplomatic ties, and reshape entire economies. So, what do you think? Which of these mega projects impressed you the most? Do you believe China's investments will push Africa toward prosperity? Or are there hidden risks? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more stories like this. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.